Hello and welcome. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I want to show you how to make this gift bag using free paper and stamp set that are available during Sale-A-Bration, which is on at the time of filming this and will end on the 28th of February 2021. And you get the pack of paper and the stamp set free with a purchase in my online shop of £90 before postage and packaging. So I will leave a link in the description bar below to my online shop so that you can go ahead and have a look at what's available over there. So this bag is just simply made with designer series paper, and I'm showing both sides of the paper, and I've just made a little tag to go on that. It's a nice simple closure, just a piece of ribbon, and then inside I've got a couple of little molten brown minis, but you could pop anything, any little gift in there, sweeties, hand cream, anything like that. So I'm going to show you how I made it by making another one with a different design from the paper pack, and that's not going to go on easily, is it? Okay, no worries. So yeah, I'm going to start off with one of the pieces of designer series paper. So I'm switching out and I'm going to use this one with that bit at the top. So I'm using my trimmer to cut this down, and with my pattern facing the way that I want it to be on my bag, so that way, I am going to cut this at 9.5 inches. So just lining up this edge with 9.5 along there, making sure that the paper's neatly along the top edge there, and I can use that bit for a card or something later on. Turning that round, and I'm going to trim that down to 10 inches. Just like that. And again, I've got another bit I can use for something else. Now, keeping my cutting blade out the way, I'm going to score this at 1.5 inches. So just lining up that edge again, 1.5, score, 4.5, 6 inches, and then at 9 inches. Now on the other side, I am going to score the top at 1.5 inches. And I'm just going to flip it right the way around so that I'm also scoring the bottom at 1.5 inches. Just like that. Okay, all of those dimensions will be in my blog post. And as always, there'll be a link to my blog post in the description bar below. So I'm just going to reinforce those score lines. This is super thick paper, so it's perfect for making gift bags. Really good quality and great value because you're getting it for free. It's always my favourite price. So that bit is the bottom and this bit is the top. So I'm just folding that way, and then I will go over and just score at the top on each of those other score lines as well, just to help that along. just burnish them with my bone folder like that. Now bring in my snips, and along the bottom up until that fold line there, you just want to cut up each of those score lines. So straight up either side of the rectangles. That one's difficult to see. There we go. Straight up just until you meet that crease line along there. I'm going to just take that one out and just wedge into this side panel. So the side panel is just for gluing it together. So we've got 2 rectangles and 2 squares. I'm going to just chop into those squares just to give us a neater fit at the bottom of our bag. Last one. There we go. So there's not a huge amount of waste there. And just to make sure that this bit stays down and doesn't flap about, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue along those 2 ends there. Doesn't need to be done all the way along. You can if you want to. No harm in doing that. Okay. Just adding some glue to that side panel there, and then bring that edge over, and that will neatly meet up with your score line there. Should do. If there's any overhang, like I've got a little bit there, then I could go in and trim that off. I obviously didn't have it quite lined up on my trimmer. Just be careful that you don't cut too far and end up with a hole in the side. That's better. That's better. That's going to be the back anyway. So you've got your 2 sides, you want to fold them in. I like to just put a little bit of glue on there. Fold the back piece forward like that, and then make sure you've got glue all the way around that one to hold it all in place. So you just want to make sure you've got that fairly straight and true. Okay. Now, if you're putting something slightly heavier in, then you may want to put a piece of card right down the bottom there, which never goes right down easily. Try it again. So I have just cut that to be 1/8 of an inch in each direction, just 1/8 of an inch shorter than the base of the bag. So my piece of card was 1 3/8 by 2 7/8, because the base of my bag is 1.5 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so that is ready for you just to pop in whatever it is that you want to pop in there. I'll just pop my hand cream in just for the fun of it. It's my hand cream that's just always on my desk. So with this one, I used the Purple Posy ribbon from the Playing with Patterns ribbon combo, and I used the Mossy Meadow braided linen trim just to coordinate with those colours there. With this one, I'm going to change that up as well. On my label I stamped with Blackberry Bliss and coloured with Rich Raspberry stamping blends on that, and that is stamped with Blackberry Bliss as well. And the top of the berry was Garden Green. So swapping all of that out, I am going to stamp my raspberry with Cherry Cobbler and colour with Poppy Parade, and I'm going to stamp the leaf of the berry with Shaded Spruce. So I've got a piece of scrap card here, and normally I would stamp and then punch, but for this I am going to, well, I have punched and then I'm going to stamp. So I'm going to stick with Cherry Cobbler for the sentiment on there, which is a really neat fit for this label, which I use the Everyday Label Punch to cut. There we are. Same ink for my berry. There we go. Finished with the Cherry Cobbler, and now bring in the Shaded Spruce. And just line that up along the top there. And then I can bring in my blends. Put my glasses on for this bit. I'm using the light one first just to put a flat colour on that. Okay, put my lid back on that just now, and using the bullet end with the darker one, I'm just going to add in a little bit of shading. There we are. And just to soften that, bring the lighter one back in to blend those two together. Like that. You could take more time, but I'm quite happy with that like that. Okay, so problem is that this has now got that on the back. So to remedy that, I'm just going to cut another one with the same punch. And my glue's there. Add a little bit of glue all round. And then I can glue those two together like that. And just, because it's wet glue, you can slide it around to make sure that you've got them lined up together like that. Punch a hole, use the smaller one at the top. And now we can just add that to our bag. I'm just going to use the white, Whisper White ribbon with the silver metallic edge. Nice and neutral. This ribbon is really lovely when you colour it with your Stampin' Blend, so I could have used the Poppy Parade blends to colour that as well, to tone that in. I can faff about with that later. Just really wanted to show you the finished article. So that's the back, that's the front, and I'm using some white twine to tie this on. This comes from the Snail Mail Suite and comes in a pack of Whisper White and a pink. I can't remember which pink. Let me just drop that. And as I say, I can play around and sort out my bow afterwards, before I take my photographs, but then just to show you how easy it is to turn your designer series paper into a pretty bag for all sorts of little goodies. I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. As I said earlier, my dimensions and all of the products that I've used for this gift bag will be in my blog post, and there will be a link to that blog post in the description bar below. If you're not already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I really would appreciate it if you did that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.